So Ali, it's so good to manage to grab a quick conversation with you. Thank you so much for joining me via the powers of Zoom. Would you just like to introduce who you are, where you are, a bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name's Ali Birkett, and I am up here in the Scottish borders. I'm a tenant farmer on the border, actually farm in England, just on the North Northumberland side, but I live in Scotland. So the farm is on one side of the border and I live on the other side of the border. We're tenant farmers farming an arable farm up here of 550 acres. We don't have our own livestock, but we have livestock on the grass on a seasonal basis through the summer. I've been here now 17 years farming the farm, and it was my father-in-law who was doing so before. As well as farming here, I work part-time for Rural Ministries, a Christian charity that works with rural churches, pioneers, and anybody with a glimmer of an idea to see rural church grow. So that's a little bit about who I am and where I am.
That's fantastic, thank you. And I should say, so I'm Sarah Hulme, for the benefit of people watching, and I'm the Methodist Rural Mission and Ministry Officer. So yeah, thank you. Do you think it might have an impact on people's diets? I mean, could you see people changing what they buy, what they eat, in terms of just affordability, or do you think that, do you see that happening anyway? Is it changing the market because of people's choices already?
I think people are more and more seeing that what they want to do is they want to eat as cheaply as possible. But unfortunately, in a lot of cases, eating as cheaply as possible can lead to not the best nutritional value in the foods that are being purchased. And again, a real tension, Sarah, a real tension, because there are a lot of farmers, Scottish beef farmers, who produce the most beautiful grass-fed beef that goes into the food chain via McDonald's. McDonald's make good burgers. I really enjoy a Big Mac and fries every now and then, but they still do the 99p burger. And because it's so cheap, it's not of best nutritional value if that's all you're having all week. Yet it's keeping a really good Scottish grass-fed beef farming industry, you know, as our other people, it's keeping that industry going. So there are real tensions. I think there's something around education as well.
Yeah.
So we can go down to Tesco's or Sainsbury's or wherever it is, and we can come back with our asparagus, for instance, and we can say, where did you get that asparagus? I got it from Tesco's. No, actually got it from Peru. Food miles are a big thing. I remember a few years ago, we'd grown some beans at the farm, which were combine harvested and dried. We stored them at the farm for a couple of months. Then they went off in a wagon. They went down to Northumberland side in a wagon. So there was that food miles of, I don't know, 150 miles down there from us, I would think. They were then stored in a big warehouse. They were then put onto a big cargo boat and they were taken to Egypt. And I remember at the time thinking, wow, that's terrible. Why couldn't my beans be processed and used more locally? Then I thought, actually, every time I go to Tesco's or Sainsbury's or Morrison's, I do the same thing in an opposite way.
Yeah.
Tomatoes that don't really taste very good that come from Spain, where the labour that's used down there to grow them might not just be so good. And we've got used to having stuff out of season. So I think there's a big education thing to build that connection again between food production and supermarket shelf that's largely been lost.